What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're at Windrock Park for Venture Unknown's annual Winter Wonderland event. And this year, TORX Fab is running the recovery team for the entire weekend. This event brings everyone together: rooftop tents, off-grid setups, trailers, full builds, daily drivers. And the terrain out there guarantees you'll get to use your gear. We're talking slick rock, wet clay, ice patches, and those signature Windrock climbs that get real spicy in the winter. Our job this weekend is simple: keep the trails moving, keep everyone safe, and get rigs unstuck, unbroken, and back off the mountain. Winter Wonderland always brings a mix of fun and chaos, but we're ready for both. We're equipped with full recovery kits, winch line extensions, kinetic ropes, soft shackles, tree sabers, first aid, comms, everything you need to handle the winter terrain. Throughout the video, I'm going to walk you through some of the recoveries we handle: stucks, the slides, the breakdowns, and how we work to get through them. Now let's get to the good stuff. The recoveries. Winter Wonderland never disappoints.
Oh, you're gonna be on camera.
One of our first recoveries was assisting this Jeep getting off the trail. He had broken some parts on his rig, and we assisted him with getting him at least off the trail so we can trailer it back to camp. Next, the guys worked on a brake line that needed assistance on a Forerunner. When the sun goes down at Winter Wonderland, the whole vibe shifts. The trails quiet down, the temps drop, and the camp comes alive. You've got fire pits going, lights strung up from rooftop tents, and people swapping trail stories. That the classic Windrock cold air rolling off the mountains. And you already know we had to hit the food truck. After a long cold day on the trails and running recoveries, nothing hits harder than hot food. Barbecue tastes 10 times better when you're out here in the mountains. Honestly, the nighttime hangouts are half the reason people come out here. Good food, good people, good stories, and the kind of atmosphere you only get at Windrock in the wintertime. One of the best parts of this event has to be the raffle. Venture Unknown always brings the heat. Recovery gear, lights, merch, tools, you name it. Everyone crowds around hoping their number gets called. And even if you don't win, the energy is solid. It's just one of those community moments that reminds you why we all come out here.
It's like a 80 to
The start of day 2 was pretty chill. Decided to hit the trails, flex out the rigs, and see what we get ourselves into, which included Trail 22 with some nice creek crossings. For anyone who's never been to Windrock, this place is massive. 23,000 acres, over 300 miles of trail, everything from mild forest roads to technical rock climbs. It's one of the largest private OHV parks in the U.S. The winter weather out here adds a whole new level. Rain turns into slush, slush turns into ice, and some of these hills become winch mandatory real quick. That's exactly why TORX Fab was asked to come out here as their official recovery team for the event. A huge shout out to Rhino USA for backing us as the recovery team this year. They equipped us with all the gear needed for the weekend: soft shackles, snatch blocks, kinetics ropes, and tree sabers, the whole lineup. Having high quality gear matters even more out in the winter conditions, and Rhino USA made sure we were fully prepared for anything Windrock threw at us. After Trail 22, we had to make our way to a recovery for a stranded Jeep. We made our way across the entire park to find a Jeep with a busted radiator. Corey and the team came up with a plan to pull the Jeep out of the trail. The plan was to get the Jeep off the trail safely and to the pavement to where we could tow it back. The rope was doubled up to make the ropes shorter on the narrow trail with tight turns. Once the trucks were hooked up and everyone was made aware of the plan, we started on our way of getting the Jeep off the trail. One thing we had to take into consideration is the current status of the Jeep.
solid.
The Jeep was equipped with a bull bar with the recovery points on the front, in which the kinetic rope was attached to.
Remember, he's
Other
got
things
ours,
to
too.
take into consideration with this recovery is that the motor was not able to run during this recovery, so there was no power steering and no power from the motor. Something else to consider during this recovery was that this Jeep did not have as much recovery as most of the rigs that we had in our group. We wanted to make sure we could get this Jeep off the trail successfully, all in one piece. Nice. Nice.
That was fucking beautiful.
And he's up. This was quite a lengthy recovery, going through the mud puddles, going over rocks, with no motor power on the Jeep, no power steering, but we finally made it all the way off the trail. Once the Jeep was off the trail safely and on pavement, he waited on a trailer and was able to get back to camp. Immediately after that Jeep recovery, we had 2 recoveries on the same trail. Broken CV axle on this 4Runner, and as well as a Jeep stuck on the same trail this 4Runner was on. This team had already spent many of hours getting this broken 4Runner off the trail. So we needed to recover this Jeep off the trail first before we could fix the 4Runner. With the sun going down, Corey backed his truck down the trail, turned on the lights, utilizing our Rhino USA gear. This was quite a tricky recovery because Corey had to overcome obstacles as well as pulling this Jeep over this rock.
Alright.
Tight!
Give it a little bit. Give it a little bit. Give it a little bit.
Easy!
Okay, let's go gentle.
He's out!
Good job.
Once the Jeep was off the trail and out of the hard spots, we made our way up the top of the hill to repair the 4Runner. The sun was going down, temps were dropping, and this repair needed to be done on this 4Runner. We had no spare CV, so the team had to come up with a way to get this 4Runner back to camp.
I just grabbed it, Ronan. Squeezed it. Fucked up. The ears, bro.
Winter Wonderland at Windrock is one of the best events of the year. We are grateful Venture Unknown asked us to be the recovery crew. Huge shout out to everyone who came, wheeled responsibly, and worked together on the trails. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, drop a comment, and subscribe for more off-road content, trail recoveries, Tacoma builds, and everything we're doing TORX Fabrication.